Hi everyone, welcome back again. So in this video I'm going to show you how to deploy a Django web application to DigitalOcean Droplets. Understand? So some months back I made a video on how you can deploy your Django app to DigitalOcean app platform. But right now in this video we are going to be deploying to DigitalOcean's Droplets. Understand? So it's quite simple. So without further ado, we are getting started right now. So first of all, you need to go and create an account on DigitalOcean, and once you've done that, get yourself logged in, and once you are logged in, we can then proceed together. So without further ado, we are starting this tutorial right now. Okay guys, so currently I am logged into my own dashboard on DigitalOcean. So right now I already have a droplet running, so I'm going to create another droplet for this tutorial. You understand? So click on this create button, click on the drop down there. You understand? So you have to select, so click on, so you have to choose droplets. So right now we can go ahead and create our droplets instead. So first of all, we have the region aspect. So I recommend you choose the region that is closest to your area. So for me, I'm going to go with New York. So scroll down. So I'm going to make sure your image is Ubuntu. You understand? And once you've done there, currently we are going to work on the basic plan. Instead, so the CPU option, go with regular, and then just hit this backspace and then choose $4 per month. If you have enough money to spend, you can choose each of the better plans, but for now, because this is a tutorial, I'm going to go with the least plans instead. So okay, so make sure for the authentication method, make sure you stick with password. Understand? So right now I'm going to create a password for my server. Instead, you can see these are the requirements you must follow. So I'm going to create mine now. So make sure you follow these requirements you have here. And once you're done, so scroll down, and here I'm going to change the host name of my droplets because this is quite long. So I'm going to use something simple. I'm going to just call this tutorial. Instead, forgive my naming. I need something simple. So once you've done that, I think we are done. Click on the create droplet button, and once you've clicked here, our droplet is going to get created. So we're going to wait for it. Okay, so right now you can see my droplet has been created. It's called tutorial. This is my droplet over here. These are our domain. These are our domain name. These are our domain. This IP address is domain name. So click on the droplet just created. Click on it. Okay, you can see this one IPv4 is a domain name. That's our domain for this web application. Click on the console. Click on console when it starts working. Click on console when it starts configuring to make sure our Django app is being deployed successfully. So click on console. So it's going to open an online console, an online terminal, an online Ubuntu terminal for you to run your commands to deploy to DigitalOcean Droplets. So right now our Ubuntu terminal is opened, so we can start running the commands to get our Django app deployed on DigitalOcean Droplets instead. So okay, I'm going to use an article from DigitalOcean we're going to follow a tutorial from DigitalOcean to deploy our web app. So I'm going to show you. So over here we have this article from DigitalOcean. Yeah, this is the article from DigitalOcean. If you come here straight to start deploying with this article, you are going to face some errors, you're going to face some problems. So that's why I had to make a video to show you how you can solve the problems you are likely to face. Instead, so we are going to use this article as a guide to deploy our Django web app to DigitalOcean Droplets. Understand? So, like I said before, if you come here directly, you are going to face some problems. Understand? So, for you to avoid those problems, that's why I'm here to guide you with my video, with my tutorial. Understand? So that's it. So I'm going to scroll down now. Before we start the deployments now, we are going to simply create a user. We are going to create a new user. So we are going to run this command here called add user. I'm going to copy this code and come over here. Let's add this command. Okay, it's here. Add user now. So I'm going to simply just come here and say add. Okay, I'm going to paste the command. Just right click here and paste. Okay, I'm going to call this user cleansing. You can use your name. So I'm going to go with cleansing. Remember this is an online terminal, so it might be quite slow. Okay, add user. I'm going to say cleansing. Enter. Okay, this user has been added. It's asking for a password. I'm going to give this user a password. Understand? Okay, let's enter the password. Okay, I just entered the password. Okay, for the full name, I'm going to leave it blank. Room number blank. Work phone blank. Home phone blank. Order blank. So I'll leave those ones blank because they're not really important to get. So okay, I'll just say yes, that's why, and then enter. Sorry for it being quite slow because you're on a live because this is an online editor. That's why it's this slow. So right now we just created a new user. So right now I'm going to give this user some privileges. So right now just copy this command now. Needs to give this user some sudo privileges. Sudo are meant to be run by the root user. Remember, we just made a new user. We need to give this user some privileges again. So don't worry, I'm going to link these articles in this video description. I'm going to link the articles there. So I'll just paste this command here. Remember to always put the name of the user you created. My user is called Clinton. So sorry for this thing being slow. So I'm going to just put in Clinton there. So the first command is done running, so I'm going to copy the other one. So now to install Python 3, to install pip and some other dependencies we need for our deployment. So just copy this and come over to your terminal, and then you just paste it, and then once it's done, hit enter for it to get installed. It's going to take quite some time to install everything, but just be patient. Okay, just hit yes, say yes, and then enter. It's going to take quite some time, but just be patient for it to get installed. So right now we are done with the installation. We are done with the installation of the important packages. Remember, let me show you something. This command here, it helps to install some of the necessary dependencies we need for deployment. Understand? So we are done with the installation. That's right. I want to create a Postgres database. Understand? So now right now we want to activate our interactive Postgres session, and we are going to activate it with this command. I'm going to copy this now, go down to the terminal, and then I will paste it here, and then once it's pasted, I'll click hit enter. So once that's done, we are going to have our interactive Postgres session. So we have that over here, we have that over there now. So right now I'm going to paste a code that's going to help us create our Postgres database along with the user for that database. Understand? So now right now I'm going to paste the code. I'm going to paste it now. It's about 5 commands. So this command is going to be responsible for creating our Postgres database, also creating a password for the user attached to our database. We're going to create a user for the database. We're going to create a database itself. I'm also going to create a password for that user. Instead, I'm also going to add some privileges for the user on that database. Hope you understand. So I'm going to hit enter. So you can enter on the keyboard, and right now our database has been created for us perfectly. And one more thing again before you proceed, so I'm going to scroll down. So I said before, the reason I'm making this video is because if you follow this tutorial by itself, you're going to face some problems. So okay, now let's continue now. So right now we want to make some default settings. Like, we want to make sure that our Postgres database is working on UTF-8, the time zone is UTC, and the default transaction isolation is set to read committed. These are important. So I'm going to paste the command on the console. So I already have it pasted somewhere else. So I'm going to just copy this now, and then over to my console, and I'll paste that there. So what I recommend for you guys to do is this. So whenever you copy a command that is this much, something like this, you can go and paste it in your text editor and make your necessary changes before you paste on the Ubuntu terminal. You understand? So currently now my user is not called my project user, so I have to go down to my editor to change the name, and then copy this now and then paste on the Ubuntu terminal, but because it is far easier to edit on your text editor than editing on the Ubuntu terminal, you understand? So I'm going to paste it here, and once I've pasted it now, I can hit enter. Okay, that's done. I think we are done with our Postgres setup. We are done with it, instance. So we are done with it now. Okay, right now I'm going to exit our Postgres session with this command. Copy this. I'm going to copy it now, and then I'll simply paste here and hit enter. So let's wait for it. So right now let's scroll down. Okay, on this article here, so it's time for the article to create a virtual environment. We're not going to follow this exact same route, instead. So because this article simply deployed this article simply deployed a starter Django template instead. So we are deploying a web app. You see, we are quite different instead. So now over here now, from what we have here now, they are putting, so from what we have here now, it's time to create a virtual environment. So right now we are not creating a virtual environment at this time. So now go down. So right now I'm going to open my project over here. So what I recommend for you now is to go down to your settings, open your settings.py file, your settings file. Where is it? Click open. So currently my settings file is open, so you need to go and make some configurations. Very important, very important. So okay, so let's proceed. Sorry for the background noise you might be hearing. My neighbors are kind of moving around, sorry for that. Okay, now let's continue. Okay, so right now scroll down to your static file session. So over here now, your static files. Okay, for your static files root, this static files there, as you see here, I recommend this folder should be inside of your app, inside of an app, you understand? So I'm going to remove this guy. I'm going to remove this, and what I'm going to do now is simple. Whenever you have to set static files underscore des, that's because you have your static folder outside of an app. You have it in the root directory. So right now I'm going to leave it over here. So this static folder, I'm going to simply move it into the blog app, you understand? So whenever you have your static app, your static folder outside in the main directory, you are meant to set your static files directory. But currently I am removing it now, so I want to make sure it is inside of the app. I'm going to just pull it into the app now. So I'm going to say move. So it's gone. So I'm going to simply remove that line, that static files there. I'm going to remove the line. So right now we are going to set our static root. Remember, your static root is responsible for holding your static files in production. You understand? So I'm going to set my static root now. I'm going to say static underscore root, and it's going to be equal to base directory slash, I'm going to call the folder static. Make sure your folder is called static. You understand? The same thing for your media root. Make sure the folder is also called media, because it is in this folder that your media files will be saved. You understand? So that's that for that. So once you've done this now, I'm going to set up my Postgres database. I'll simply comment this guy out. Remember, we created the database from Postgres. Remember, we made a Postgres database on the server. So I'm going to paste that database here. I'm going to paste. Oh, sorry. Let me just Ctrl Z this. I'm going to copy from. Let's copy from here. Copy this. Go down to your project and paste it now. So now I'm going to paste this now. My user is called new user. Okay, so my database name is called new DB. It's called new DB. The user is called new user. Remember, we made a new database, you understand? So this is the command over here. I'm going to show you where I pasted them. So my user is called new user, the DB is called new DB. This command also helped us create our Postgres database, you understand? So right now I have to put in the right information over here. It's called new user, the password is called new password. So right now this database is not going to work on your local, it's not going to work on your local development server. It's going to work only on DigitalOcean. That's where it's only going to work. Understand? So that's that for that. Okay, now so we've added this already. Okay, our static. Make sure you have your static. Make sure you have your static root and your media root set. And one more thing, that's our allowed hosts. Okay, now we are going to put in. Let's put in the normal local hosts. Local hosts. And after that, I'm going to put in the normal, our local IP address 127.0.0. Hope this is not too small for you guys to see. Okay, I've made it bigger now. .1. Then that's it. And one more thing, you have to put in your you have to put in your IP address from DigitalOcean. So right now, we need to also add our IP address from DigitalOcean, your IP address for your server. Understand? So go down to your browser. Okay, you can see it over here. Copy it. The same thing we have over here. Think the same thing you have here. This IP, your IPv4, your IPv4 is your IP address. So copy this. It's the same thing. So go down to your allowed host, and then you have to paste it there too. It's necessary. This IP address, the IP address is just like your domain name. And what the IP address is the same thing as your domain name, but this time it is in form of numbers you get. So currently we're having an error saying name error, name SR is not defined. That's on line 123. Let's go and see what the issue is. Okay, there's nothing there. So run your server again. It's going to throw an error because we are currently on a different database that can only work on DigitalOcean. That's why we are having this localhost error. Remember, so now there's no problem. So once you have this error, that's fine, that's normal. So we are going to install some dependencies. So you need to make sure you have, you need to make sure you have Gunicorn installed, Gunicorn and CyclePG2. So I'm going to run this installation and I'm going to say pip install Gunicorn. Okay, pip install Gunicorn, and then so now let's install CyclePG2. I'm going to say pip install CyclePG2. So CyclePG2 is responsible for connecting our Django application to Postgres. Why Gunicorn is going to be the one to run our Django's application in production. Gunicorn is going to run the application in production. Why CyclePG2 is going to help us connect our Django app to Postgres database, so our Postgres database. So once you've done that already, now we're going to run pip freeze. So we're going to list out all the old dependencies in a file called requirement.txt. I'll say pip freeze, and I'll say requirement.txt. So it's going to create a file called requirement. It's going to create a file. This command is going to create a file called requirement.txt, and in that file we are going to have all the dependencies for this Django application. We are going to have it there. So you also run the command enter. Okay, let's wait for it. So that's done already. You can see the file over here. Inside dependencies in the virtual. Make sure you have your virtual environment activated before you run this pip freeze command. Before you install anything, make sure you have your virtual environment always activated. So this is it now. So we are good to go. So once you're done, you can push your code to GitHub. You can push your code to GitHub, understand? So make sure you have your code pushed to GitHub, understand? So once you've done that, we can continue. So guys, I already have my code pushed to GitHub already. So go over here and once I refresh the page, refresh. So you're gonna see the source code appear here. Don't take time. Okay, it's here already. That's good. So now I'm gonna go down to my Ubuntu terminal, reload the page. This happens because of poor internet connection. You understand? Just reload it, and it's gonna come back. So okay guys, right now we want to clone our Git repository into the server. Remember, we made a new user at the beginning of this tutorial. We created a new user called Clinton. So right now I'm going to switch from the root user down to Clinton, understand? So I'm going to say switch user, now say Clinton, enter, understand? Let me make this bigger. Okay, you can see now Clinton is too big. Okay, right now I think right now we've been able to switch from Clinton, from the root user down to Clinton, understand? So Once we've done this now, I'm going to go down to the home directory. I'm going to say cd /root/home /cleansing. Understand? So yeah, so right now I am in this directory. I am in the user directory. I am in the home directory, but instead of the user directory. Understand? So it's home / the name of your user. Right now I'm going to clone my repository in this part inside of this cleansing directory. So right now, just like, let's copy it here, come down here, and I'll say git clone, and I'll paste the link, and then hit enter. Okay, it's done cloning. So I'm going to say ls. Okay, you can see now we have our Django blog instead of cleansing. Just put in pwd. Let's see. You can see is currently the directory we are in is home /cleansing. The root user, sorry, currently we are in the root directory /home /cleansing. Understand? So right now we have our Git repository in the server. So I'm going to say cd Django_blog. That's our Git repository. Okay, nice. So we are now here. If I say ls, you can see all the files in our Git repository. That's good. So until now is I want to create a virtual environment. So right now, let's create a virtual environment. But this user called cleansing does not have the permission to install the virtual environment wrapper. It does not have the permission. So we're going to switch back to the root user. We're going to say su root. So we're going to switch back to the root user. Okay. Okay. Now just simply say cd enter. Okay, yes, now we are here now. Remember, it asks for a password. This password is the password you entered while creating the droplet. That's the password it's asking for. This understand, while creating your droplet, you're asked to input a password. That's the password you are going to enter here. So make sure you have the password kept somewhere, saved somewhere. Understand? So right now I'm going to install the virtual environment wrapper. I'm going to say apt get install Python 3 virtual env. Enter. So right now just say yes. Okay, it's currently working on that. So let's wait for it. Okay, just hit enter on your computer, on your keyboard. Hit enter, the enter key. Enter. Yes. Okay, now we have our virtual environment wrapper installed. So right now we are going to switch back to cleansing. Switch back to cleansing. Yes, and then we are going to go down to our Git repository, which is inside of, let me just say pwd. I'll say cd /home /cleansing ls. Okay, yeah, we're going to say cd Django blog, Django_blog. Sorry for that bang. Sorry for the bang. Yeah, so we are here now. So ls. Okay, right now we're going to create our virtual environment inside of our Git repository. Now say virtual env. I'm going to call my virtual environment venv. So right now just hit enter. So right now my virtual environment has been created. So I'm going to activate it. I'm going to say source, then venv /bin /activate. Enter. Wow, so my virtual environment has been activated. So right now I want to install all the requirements for my Django project. I'm going to say ls. ls helps to list out all the files in your current directory. So right now I want to install all the dependencies listed in this file called requirement.txt. I'm going to say pip install /r requirement.txt. So we're going to have everything installed. So currently it's installing. Let's wait for it. Okay, right now it's done installing the requirements. So now we are good now. So let's go and check what we have on the tutorial, on the article we've been following. So after, okay, I think now we need to like make migrations and migrate. Let's make migrations and migrate now. Remember, we have a new database, so we're going to say Python manage.py make migrations, enter. Okay, now let's migrate. If you're getting some value, support your boy. You can support me by subscribing to my channel. Subscribe. Oh, it says no migrations to apply. Okay, no migrations to apply. Okay, that's fine. The reason is because, okay, so for you, make sure you make migration. Make sure you make migrations and migrate on your end. It's important. You understand? But for me, I know why. Currently, my migrations were supposed to have run, but I know why it didn't run. It says no migrations to apply. Okay, that's fine. But for you, you're going to see your migrations run. You get that because currently my migration files are kind of. It has to do with my migration files. You understand? So for you, you're going to see your migration run after when you run the migrate command. You're going to see the tables being created. But for me, it didn't say so. It's fine. There's no problem. So now I'm going to like collect. I'm going to say Python manage.py. So I'm going to collect static, and I'm going to say Python manage.py collect static. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm going to create a super user. I'm going to say Python manage.py create super user. And I'll just say Mike. Oh, Mike has been taken. Okay, I'll just say Jamie. Oh, Jamie has been taken too. Okay, sorry. Okay, now let me just. Yeah, I'll just say. Let me just say Sammy. Okay, Sammy is there. The reason this is happening because I already. Do you know why this is happening? That's because I already used this Postgres database before. Remember, before I made this tutorial, I had to go and practice first. Understand? So I have already used this database in my practice session before coming down here. You understand? So that's why my migrations did not run, and that's why you can see that I am having some of these users already being used. That's why. So that's also let you guys know. For your password, put in something there. Put the same thing there again, and just say yes. Okay, we are good now. Okay, now, so I think we are good. Okay, we are making progress. Okay, so now we are going to simply run this command sudo allow port 8000 because currently once you run we're going to run this command sudo allow port 8000. Just copy it now. Copy there. Just paste it and enter. It's asking for your password, so put in the password. Password for cleansing, you understand? So the next command we have there is, so we are going to run server. So now I think, okay, let's do that now. So I'll just copy this part of the command. Let's copy this. Copy. I'll say Python and I'll paste it and hit enter. Okay, now our server is running. We are not done. So currently, let's go down to. We are not done. We are just starting. So now, just copy my copy the IP, my IPv4, copy it, paste it here, go down to port 8000 and enter. You can see my blog application. That's nice. But I'm surprised. There's something wrong over here. There's a problem now. Currently, I'm seeing something different. Instead, I was expecting to see an empty database, but right now, it's not. So I'm going to check my code now. You can see now I made a mistake. I commented out my Postgres database. That was why it was not migrating. I'm using the SQLite 3. That's the issue. So I'm going to simply comment this guy out. Sorry for this mistake. I really apologize. So okay, now I think now this is it now. So I'm going to push back to GitHub. I'm going to simply push again to GitHub. So currently I'm going to say git commit. I already git commit m. Let me just call it db change, db database change. It gets what's happening. Git add, git commit. I'm gonna say db. This is getting to push. Okay, now I'm gonna push git push origin main. Push. So it's pushed already. That's nice. But now come over here now. Okay, I'm going to simply just Ctrl C to break out of the server. Right now I'm going to git pull. We are meant to be on our Postgres database. Right now already git pull already. Perfect. So now we're going to make migrations again. We're going to say Python. So we're going to make migrations again. Sorry for this back and forth. I'm super sorry. Make migrations. Let's migrate this time. You can see perfect. So you can see now the data. You can see now the table. You can see it's running this time. That was a mistake I made the last time. So I was using the SQLite database instead of using the Postgres database. That was the issue. So now I'm going to create a super user. Create super user. Oh, I think I spelled it wrongly. Super user. Let's just say Mike, my first. Okay, mike@gmail.com. Enter password. Put in something there. So this is for your admin session, for the Django admin. Understand? So let me just say why. Okay, perfect. So that's fine. So we are going to run that sudo. I think everything should work well now. Go down to your browser. Okay, no. So we are going to run that sudo allow again. Yeah, you. Okay. Just copy this guy. And just paste here. Hit enter. And now we are going to simply, next command is this. Just copy, let's say Python, and we paste. No, sorry for that. I meant to copy like this. Manage to manage copy, and then you're going to say Python. And then you paste and hit enter. Okay, now go down to the browser again. Over here, refresh this page. You are meant to see, once you refresh the page, you're not going to see these articles again because we are on a new database. Enter. What's happening? Let's see what the issue is. Oh, it says we are meant to use HTTP. We are using HTTPS. So I'm meant to use HTTP instead of using HTTPS. That's the issue. Come over there and make sure there is no S there. You can see now our website is now empty because we are on a new database, and the DB is also empty. That's why you can see there is no article on this site. So we are making progress now. So back to this. So now we are going to come out to our article now. Scroll down. So now you can see it says it works. Okay. For it also works for them too. So right now, what we are going to do now is this now. So we are going to now do this now. We are going to simply run this using Gunicorn. I'm going to simply copy this. Copy. And then go down to your server. So now to break out now, just Ctrl C to break out of the server. So why currently I had to load my Ubuntu terminal again because of it. God, my internet went off. I had to reload it again. So we are here again. Don't worry. We can continue from where we stopped. So I'm going to say SU cleansing. So for you now, you don't have to do this again. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. I'm doing currently. You don't. Yes. So I'm going to show you where you're going to continue with me. I'm going to say CD. So I'm trying to go down to my Git repository. I'm going to say CD home /cleansing /Django _blog. So okay, now we are here again. Make sure I'm going to activate my virtual environment. Yes. I'm going to say, let me just say source venv /bin/activate. Okay, now yeah, you can continue with me now. Yes, now so right now we want to now run our application with Gunicorn. Yeah, so I'm going to copy this command. Make sure you are inside of your Git repository. I'm inside of my own currently. If I see ls, this is my repository. You can see the code. You can see everything there. So I'm going to paste this now. You can see now it says my project.wsgi. So our own is called my site. So our WSGI can be found inside of the my site folder. My site is the Django project itself. So I'm going to remove this command now. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go into the folder called my site, cd my site. Once I say ls, you can see now you can see my WSGI file there. So you can see. So I'm going to paste it again, that command there. But this time, make sure you call that my project, my site. This should be called my site. It should be called my site. And hit enter. There's a problem. It says, oh, sorry, I was in the wrong directory. Make sure you come out of the my site folder, come out of it. Make sure you are inside of the Git repository itself. So yeah, this is the right place to run. This is the right place to run the command. So yeah, this is the right place. Okay, now perfect, it's running. So now I'm going to test my application again to see if it's going to still work. Okay, it still works. That's fine. So now right now we are going to configure Gunicorn in such a way that we don't need to run server. You don't need to add this port 8000. It works like a normal web application. So let's go do that right away. Okay guys, let's proceed now to the article that we have been following. Okay, now so right now scroll down. We've done this, so you can read through the article to understand what each of these commands truly and what they really mean. So right now we are going to deactivate our virtual environment. Let's do that right away. Just Ctrl C to break out of the server, Ctrl C, and then paste deactivate. Let's deactivate it. Our virtual environment has been deactivated. Okay, so you proceed. Okay, now we are going to create and open a file called gunicorn.service. So just copy this command now. Copy the command. So you can read through and understand what those things are doing. Just hit enter. It's asking for my password. That's the password for cleansing the user. Okay, now so we want to put in some items in this file called gunicorn.service, and here's the content over here. So just scroll down. This is the full content. So I'll just copy this. I'll come down to your text editor. We are going to make some changes to that stuff before we finally decide to. Let me just clear out all this stuff. Okay, now so I'll paste it here. So now we need to make some changes to this file before we paste on that. Before we paste it here, you understand? So right now we are currently on a nano editor on Ubuntu. You understand? So we need to paste some. So now, right now, okay, from here now, my user is called Clinton. Make sure you call your user Clinton. No, not Clinton. Call your user the name you called it, Clinton. And currently my working directory is home/Clinton/Django blog, Django_blog. And over here the same thing, home Clinton. Make sure you are careful with this, don't make mistake. So it's called Django blog, Django_blog, and my virtual environment is called VENV. Yes. Okay, over here, just scroll here. So now I'm going to simply, okay, this is my sock, this is my project.sock. This file is super important, very much important. So now I'm going to just remove my project. Make sure this is called Clinton, and I'm going to call this file my site.sock, and this is going to be called, okay, my site. Remember, that's where our WSGI file is, my site.wsgi. So these are very, very important things you need to do. Okay, I think we've made the necessary changes we need to make. Okay, I'll now copy this, Ctrl+C, and I'll comment it out to and I'll paste it. Just right click and then paste. Once if I click and paste there, just hit Ctrl+S to save and Ctrl+X to exit, and you're good. So now that's it. Now, so what's the next command on the list? So now we are going to run this command called sudo systemctl start Gunicorn. Copy and then paste. Okay, now we are going to copy the other commands. Enable Gunicorn. This stuff. Please subscribe to my channel. Okay, we're not done. So now we're going to copy this other one. Right now, I want to check the status of Gunicorn. I want to check the status if everything has been working well. Okay, currently it says active and it is running. It says enabled, active and running. So nice, we are making progress. That's good. Okay, now so let's hit Ctrl+C. Okay, now we're out of that. Yeah. So once we are out of it now, what's the next step? Okay. So now the next command says we should check for the Gunicorn socket file. So now this is it over. So we are going to go down to now right now to the code. Now we are going to say ls home/Clinton. That's where I set my socket file to be. You can see, let me show you, home Clinton and my socket file. So now let's check if it is available. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to just say cd ... Now see ls. You can see I have my site.sock. That's fine. Okay, I'm making progress. I'm going to go back to my Django blog again. The next command for us to run, you don't need to run this command. Okay, we don't need this command. You don't need this for now because everything is working well. We don't need this command also. We can read to know what it actually does. Understand? But we don't need it now. So right now, I'm going to copy this other command. We need this one. Now come over here and paste it. and I make sure I call this last file should be called Django blog. Understand? That's the name of your repository. I'm gonna call it Django underscore blog. Enter. So right now we need to paste another stuff inside here, and here it says, yeah, just copy this guy, copy to your editor. Just come down to your text editor to make the changes you want to make to it before you paste on the terminal. So okay, 80. So we need to go get your IP address. I'm gonna copy that. Here is my copy. Now simply put that here. Paste. As for your static file, for your static root now, remember I told you it should be called static, and it's gonna be in home slash my name, which is cleansing, because this user I added during the start of this tutorial. And I'm gonna call my Git repository, which is called Django underscore blog. So I'm gonna do the same thing for my media files. I'm gonna just paste here. Now call this media, and then I'll just come over here. Yeah, that's perfect. And for my sock file, I'm gonna make sure my sock file is inside. I'm gonna say cleansing slash my site.sock. Yeah, I'm gonna have my sock file inside of the inside of the user folder. Understand? The same thing happened here. The reason why it's not inside of the reason why it's not inside of my Git repository is because, okay, currently now it should have been inside of the Git repository, but I said no. That's because whenever I update my repository, it is likely to affect the sock file. So to prevent that, I have to make sure I take away the sock file from the Git repository. Understand? And that's why I have to put it inside of the user folder, which is called cleansing. The same thing applies here too. You get? So that's what is happening. Okay, I think we are good to go. I'll just copy this. Copy, Ctrl C, and I'll paste it over here. Paste. Once you've pasted, just hit Ctrl S to save and Ctrl X to exit. Yeah, we're out of it. Where is it? Okay. I think we're making progress now. You just have to copy this. Copy. Make sure you call this my blog. So right now, just paste it over here. Before I paste, let me just comment out. Paste it here. Make sure you call this Django blog, the name of your Git repository. Don't make the mistake, please, of calling it something else. Ctrl C, and you paste it here. Enter. Okay. We're almost done. And now after you've done that, run this command to test your Nginx configuration. You can read the blog article to understand what is actually going on. You don't want to waste much time. That's why I have to copy and just paste quickly. As you can see, it says Nginx.conf syntax is okay and the text is successful. Thank you. I'm making progress, and then next command to run. I don't want to miss anything. That's why I'm careful. Okay, right now we need to restart Nginx. Copy, and then to your browser, and then hit enter. Okay, our Nginx server is running already. Our site is already up and running. But before we check it out, we need to go and remove port 8000. We don't want to allow port 8000 again. Remember before we have to put in port 8000 before we can see our site. But now I want to remove it. We don't want it again. We don't need it again because right now Gunicorn is able to undo everything by itself. I'll just copy this sudo delete allow 8000. If you use port 8, if you use a different port number, just make sure you assign the port number here. Understand? Instead of using it in get. So I'll paste that here. Enter. Okay, rules updated, perfect. And I'll just say allow Nginx full, and I'll paste that here. Enter. Perfect. So now we can. So right now this command up here is responsible for bringing our project to life. This command you see here. Remember, that's it now. So now to the browser. Once I come over here and refresh, I'm going to move port 8000. Enter. Okay, now we have this error called 502 bad gateway. So you might be wondering, what's the problem? We're going to fix it right now. So how do you see the error message? Okay, go down to the blog article we've been following. So you come down here. So you're going to run this command to see what the problem is. Enter. So right now it's telling us that we had a permission denied issue. So you can see now this is the error message. Now go down to our article to see. Go down to just scroll down. You can see now DigitalOcean already told us about the error. You can see here this is the same error they faced. You can read about it to understand what's going on, but right now I want to show you how to solve the error. You understand? The error is caused because of, I'm going to show why the error is caused because of the error is caused because the parent directory that houses Django_blog, that parent directory has some permission attached to it, and because of that permission that is attached to it, Gunicorn is not able to like serve our application. You understand? That's the issue that's happening right now. So right now we want to remove that permission. We want to make sure that we want to make the parent directory to be open for everyone. That's what I want to do right now. I'm going to run this command right now. So right now, as I said before, I'm going to run this command. Let's paste it here. So this command now is going to make sure that the parent directory is open for every users, for the group user, for the owner, and for any other user. I'm going to make sure that the directory home/LinkedIn is open. Previously, it was closed. For this change, with this command called chmod, this command over here, I'm going to make sure that this directory is open for all. Understand? Once I hit enter, okay, it has been done. And once you've done that again, we are going to run the server. We are going to run the server again. This is the code over here to run the server again. This sudo systemctl restart Nginx. This is server to run. It's just run it again. Copy. Once you've copied it, come down over here and paste it to run the server again, and hit enter. Okay, go down to your browser and let's see if the error disappears. Refresh this page, and perfect. Our application is live on the internet now. It is live. Understand? If I go down to my admin, I could add /admin, enter. Remember my user ID, I created a user called Mike for this admin, Mike. If I click on login, let's see if Mike, perfect. Now I can see the blogs, there are no articles there because we are on a fresh database. So it's okay. Everything is empty. Our site is now live. It's now live. So for you now, you can go and add some data in your admin section. Currently the site is live but empty because you're on a new and empty database. Understand? So these are how you deploy your Django app on DigitalOcean Droplets. Understand? Using Gunicorn, Nginx, and also on a Postgres database. I really hope you gained some value. If you did, please smash the subscribe button, like the video, and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video. So stay blessed and bye bye.